Danny Ainge, please do not trade for Damian Lillard. I don't think, he wants to play here right now. It's not personal.
Yeah.
But he's got a publicly stated goal of his only team being the Miami Heat. And Portland, I think, is handling it perfectly because you got to shop them. And you've got to be able to get what you can get. But if Damian Lillard, his destination is the Utah Jazz, this team's in real trouble.
Right.
Because he has big money on the books. He is in a situation where he's probably got 2 years left in his prime, 3 years maybe. That's not the arc of this team. And if he comes into this team, I mean, I don't know. How does that help Keontae George get minutes? Because now, seeing what I've seen from him at Salt Lake Summer, you've got to be impressed with him.
Yeah.
How on earth does this impact Colin Sexton, who I still maintain they're trying to trade and will not be here? And what are you doing with Chris Dunn, the forgotten guard on this team that nobody talks about? What are you doing with Chris Dunn? Like, trading for Damian Lillard right now for the Utah Jazz, in my opinion, is a significant mistake. And Jake, I just don't think you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I do think the only positive that I really see with the Dame situation is just that he could really teach a guy like Keontae George, how the league works and what you need to be to turn into that dominant on-the-ball guard. And I think for the Jazz, for their future, that could be valuable, but not valuable to a point where you're paying this guy, what is he, $60 million?
Yeah.
One of these, it's just such a high price tag. And it is true what everyone says, it's not really the number per se, but it's percentage of cap. That is true. But ultimately, the Jazz are not a team where it's like, well, if you had Dame, you're going to go win a championship. Right? And that's why Dame wants to go to the Heat, because he feels like, all right, yeah, you guys are NBA Finals good already. You put me in that mix, and now we're winning championships. Like, I honestly believe that's the logic. So for the Jazz, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to go and sign a guy that, yeah, sure, he went to college here. Yeah, absolutely. He's got ties here. But it doesn't make sense financially to go out and take a run at Dame. It doesn't make sense to bring this guy in and stunt the growth of your young guys. It certainly doesn't make sense to rush the timeline. And again, I'm not saying they should drag their feet on the rebuild, if you will, but I do think there is a way to do it. And if you get too hasty with it, if you rush, if you mess up your books, you're not going to win for 20 years, bro. I mean, that's what we're talking about. If you get out in front of this thing, there's a chance, if you give away your future draft capital, you are obligated to Dame's contract, so you're paying all that money. Like, you're not going to win for, again, double-digit years. And I firmly believe that, if you were to go get Dame.
Yeah, I think when you look at his $120 million extension, like, you're going to pay him $63 million when he's 37 years old. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I don't think he can do that. NY Monty fan, what's up with you, my guy? Chet Toothpicks Holmgren. He also says they are an 8, 9, 10 play-in team as of now. I think they are a 9, 10, 11, 12 team because I just think this Western Conference got so much better. I mean, that's the thing that scares you is you don't have a starting five right now.
For who?
The Utah Jazz. You don't have right now, if you look at this roster, right now your starting two guard is Jordan Clarkson.
Okay.
So you're starting Sexton and Clarkson together? How's that going to work?
Well, I got to be honest with you. I mean, if Keontae George continues to get better through Summer League, I think you could make a push for him. He's got the body. He's got the speed. Well, durability obviously is going to be a question as a rookie. Can you stay healthy? But I liked, Keontae George's vision on some of those passes is absolutely outstanding. I mean, that's what I want to see out of my point guard. I want to see you pushing the pace and putting guys in position to finish the possession.
Yeah, I think you have got to trade Colin Sexton. If that's the case, certainly if Keontae George shows you enough. But then you're a rookie starting a rookie at point.
Which is okay this year. That's okay.
And a chucker at the 2. With all due respect, I mean, Jordan Clarkson's a volume shooter. He is. Better or for worse, he's a volume shooter, right? So what does that mean for the money that you have spent on Kessler, Collins, and Markkanen, especially the John Collins trade.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, well, then what is that? I mean, are you just hoping that Walker Kessler's a rebounding and putback machine? Like, Jordan Clarkson's not a guy that you want starting. That's a guy that you want in the six-man spot.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't, I'm telling you don't have 5 quality starters on this team.
Right.
You've got 3. If we're being honest, Lauri Markkanen, Walker Kessler, and John Collins.
Right.
Those are your 3 starters. And then you look at the rest of the cap right now. Are you telling me that a Talon Horton Tucker's a guy you want starting on this team? No, I'm good. Do you want Kelly Olynyk as a starter on this team? No, I'm good. Right? Like, where do you go from here?
Right.
There's you quite literally. You're probably 5 key players away right now. Like, you need to add significant girth to this roster, and I think they will. But paying Jordan Clarkson $55 million, including this year, I hate that.
Yeah, it's silly.
I'm not a fan. Delaric, Jazz just under playoff at this moment. I agree with that. Boyd Lake, how many Norman mentions are on the back wall? I see 3. There's like 37.
Yeah, it's more than you'd probably like.
It is. Matt Hart, as a Jazz fan, I don't want Dame. That's smart. Mike Phillips, as a Jazz fan, I want Dame. Okay. Why? Not a Jazz fan. I don't care about Dame. Signed the indifferent. Exactly. Big Daddy Magic. Victor needs to trust his sidekick, Lillard.
Victor's the way.
Who's never going to San Antonio.
Victor's the way.
You know. Salamini. I heard you guys need an intern for Big 12 Media Days. I can have a cold bucked up and fresh towels ready for you. Unless you're going to share one.
Nah,
No,
we're good, bro.
He's a back to front guy.
No,
so
I'm
we
not,
can't
bro.
share
I
a towel.
am not.
Cannot share
Dude,
a towel.
if you're back to front, you're not an American, bro. If you're back to front, you are.
Are you on a work visa then, or like
Dude,
how are you in the country?
I'm not a back to front guy.
Don't lie.
You fucking donkey.
Just embrace it.
I'm not a back to front guy. Now I will say I'm not a bidet guy either. Moist flushable wipes, bro.
Ooh, nah. Jeremy Callahan, Chet Holmgren, the enforcer, will suplex Wemby and then do the Hulk Hogan style leg drop on him at center court. Don't stir the
I'll
pot.
drop that motherfucker.
There's no reason to do that. Mike Phillips, they have an excellent starting 4, just need a point guard named Lillard. They don't have an excellent starting 4. Who's the excellent starting 4? Because if you're
Laurie Walker and John Collins.
and because Jordan Clarkson's not, the Jazz may be the only team in this league who A, would pay Jordan Clarkson $20 million a year in an extension, and B, start him. Because he's not a top 5 guy.
Yeah.
He is an energy scorer off your bench.
Yes.
That's his highest, best use. Make him a 6th man of the year again.
I agree.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that? And the answer is I don't know. The West got way better. I'm not going to say it's not going to be easy. Hello? It's not going to be easy. No, it's not. But what about the Lakers? Like, the Lakers are legit. If you look at D'Angelo, LeBron, Vando, Anthony Davis, Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, I mean, you look at Gabe Vincent, Cam Reddish, that team's going to be a pain in the ass defensively.
Yes.
They're going to make your life very difficult. And you re-signed Austin Reeves. Like, you have a lot to like there. You have a lot to like there. To bring Reeves, Hachimura back, and then to bring in a guy like Cam Reddish and Gabe Vincent, and re-sign D'Angelo, this team's going to be a pain in the ass, dude.
Yep.
And I think you probably I didn't even see they got Taurean Prince. Like, I mean, you are in a position now where you should be a top 5 team in the Western Conference.
Well.
And this is probably LeBron's last great run.
Yeah.
Right here. I think this is it.
Yeah.
Todd James, as a Thunder fan, please go to the Eastern Conference, please, Dame. Well, there's something to that, too.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure. Cougar Tracks gives us $2. I appreciate that. Brass Balls, 30 guys sharing a towel already in your mind. Why? Why?
That's right, T.
Why? Cash money, Elon versus Mark. Who you got? They're going to try and fight that at the Coliseum
I got
in
Elon,
Rome.
bro. I got Elon, dude.
Nah, Zuckerberg's got more experience. Zuckerberg's got more experience.
Yeah, but he feels like a guy with a soft chin, dude.
What do you mean? Mark Zuckerberg is soft chin. Well, that could be. But Elon's not a savage, dude.
That's true.
You think he wins that fight?
I could see it. I don't know. Pretty big size discrepancy there.
Yeah. NBA fan 97. Do you guys know the structure of JC's contract? I heard year one is ballooned and the last 2 years are cheap. That makes his contract tradable. His contract is tradable, but I don't know if it's been updated.
Why don't we have a gander here?
I would agree with that. Let's go over here. I'm over here. Let's pull up their cap. And the Utah Jazz, Jordan Clarkson. What?
On Spotrac.
Yeah.
Not updated for Jordan Clarkson.
Well, his 14.2 is included. The problem is that you're paying him $20 million the last 2 years. There's no way to get around that.
Yeah.
I mean, because he opted in to 14 point whatever it was.
2.6.
14.26. And you're paying him 55. Do some math. That's $20 million.
Yeah.
Like you're paying him $20 million a year, man. And from what we were told, he did not have an offer above that. And the bigger problem is the market for two guards right now is 12 to 14 million. Why are you paying him $20 million a year at 18 on average? The market is 12 to 14 million.
Yeah.
You're paying him across the 3 years an average of 18 million.
Yeah.
So you're over by 4 million at least on average.
We clear on that?
You're into that you and the owner like each other a lot.
Apparently.
Yeah. I'm going with Mark Eaton, Jeremy Callahan says. Mark Eaton. Matt Hart, Walker is the only guy I feel like is an above-average starter. Laurie might be. Outside of that, there is a lot to prove on the Jazz roster. Still a bunch of subs.
Oh, I think Laurie's solid, dude. Laurie's solid.
I think that John Collins and Larry Markkinen are absolutely starters on every roster they play on.
Yeah.
Walker Kessler is, I think, your prototypical big now. I think John Collins is a guy that, it'll be interesting to see how much he improves his defense. By the way, Alex Jensen's no longer with the organization.
Yeah, how about that?
Well, it makes you a little nervous that you're losing your developmental guys.
Yeah.
David Fizdale and Alex Jensen are big developmental guys.
Yep.
That makes you a little nervous because John Collins has to become a more consistent defender. You don't need him to score.
Yeah.
Anything he gives you offensively within reason is going to help you significantly.
Yeah.
You need him to defend and rebound because this team was a dreadful rebounding team last year. So he helps a lot.
Because it's garbage.
He helps a lot. Lamont Tucker. Golden State is not playing for the future. They are playing to championships now. Well, I mean, you re-signed Draymond for that kind of bread. Todd James, I've got Elon in the Twitterverse. Okay. Severe says, Elon, that African's blood is aggressive. Okay. Carson Wilcox, the last 2 years are 15 and 14. But you're paying him on average $18 million a year. That's why I say I don't care what the structure is. It doesn't matter to me. Like, hey, pay him 20 and 5 and 30. I don't care. You're giving that guy $55 million.
Yeah.
Why? What sense does that make?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
$51.52 million guaranteed.
That does not make a lot of sense to me. It doesn't. And listen, I get it. And Carson says, last 2 years of 15 and 14, it was on SLC Dunk, put out 3 days ago. Hey, they work for the club. That's great. That's awesome. Knock yourself out. I'm telling you, it's $55 million. It's a fuck ton of money for a guy that's worth $12 to $14 million. Let's just go at $14 million. It's $42 million.
Yeah.
$42 million. And you're paying him a minimum of, what did you say, 51?
Yeah, it's 51.6.
And probably
I believe.
55.
Yeah.
You overpaid Jordan Clarkson.
Yep.
Why? What did he show you last year? And under Quinn, when he wasn't on the floor in critical moments, what has he shown you that's like, yeah, we should pay this guy more than market value?
Was it just the buzzer beaters and meaningless games, or
when he didn't have offers anywhere near that? Like because we reported he was opting out.
Right.
We were told by a very, very good source of ours, hey, Jordan Clarkson's opting out of his deal. And I'm not going to say the team because I don't want to start a firestorm. And, hey, he may have a deal with. But I'm happy to tell you that number was $13 million a year for 2 years. That's the number that we got. Was that he had a deal for $13 million. And the Jazz paid him $18 million? You paid him $5 million more than what is reported to be his best offer?
Yeah, I don't understand that, other than you just wanted to keep him.
Like, that's if you look at our Jazz stuff, tell me where we've been completely wrong before. Like, this Jordan Clarkson story was a complete miss for us. And now we know why. He got $5 million extra from the Jazz every year. Like, what sense does that make, dude?
Yeah.
I would love to understand it.
Yeah.
Would love to understand it. OG Gary, the new Threads app is live. Nothing like Twitter. Seeing mad people threads, and I don't even follow them. What is Threads?
The competitor to Twitter from Meta.
Okay. That's cool. Jet Wayman, what's up, my guy? Sup, guys? How do you feel about Dylan getting $80 million, dude?
Hey, if you can get paid, get paid, right?
I don't begrudge him for it. Houston's better. Houston's better, man. Houston's way better. And they've got young talent. Now they have veterans. Houston's better. I would never have paid him that much.
Yeah.
But, hey, you're worth what somebody will pay you. Go get it, big guy. Like, hey, enjoy it. Spend it well.
Yeah.
But, Jet, you can't tell me you'd have paid him that money. You know. Mike Phillips, you're paying JC to entertain. He does that well.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. McKinley Cutler. West is crazy good right now, but I could also see the Jazz sneaking in because of injuries. Injury because a lot of the big names like the Lakers, Suns, Warriors, Mavs, and Pelicans are unreliable. Kyrie or injury. Well,
yeah,
that could absolutely be possible. Nate Davis, $55 million for Clarkson isn't bad, and his contract is tradable. So if we need different players, we can go get it. You guys need to accept it. So wait, $55 million is market rate? $55 million is market rate. That's what you're saying. Show me the guy that has his output the last 2 years that's making $18 million bucks. Under this salary cap, under all these new rules, show me the guy making that money. Now, is it a backbreaker? Probably not. You're not going to contend for 3 years. Probably not. You're in a rebuild phase. You're in a rebuild phase. Why are you paying? Why are you overpaying a guy $5 million? Because that's what this comes across as. And anybody that would like to educate me, please help me. Tell me. I'm all about it.
Yeah, I think Jazz fans, respectfully, guys, I think you guys are wearing the purple sunglasses here.
I think Jazz fans, justifiably so, really like Jordan Clarkson. He's a good dude. He has been a very good player for you.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with Jordan Clarkson personally or as a player. I'm not paying him $18 million a year.
Yeah.
I am not doing that.
Yeah.
That's not smart basketball. You overpaid to keep him.
Yeah.
When you could have traded him for a first-round pick.
And you didn't.
And you chose not to because the owner doesn't want to trade him. The owner, if we're so wrong, tell me again. We're the only ones who reported hey, Ryan Smith does not want to trade Jordan Clarkson. So you didn't trade him. You passed a first-round pick, and now you've overpaid him by probably $15 million. So if that's not the owner making a decision, you tell me.
Yeah, because Danny Ainge never goes out of his way like that.
Never.
That's very rare for him.
Jet. Teddy says, I like Clarkson, but I think we overpaid him. I totally agree. Good thing is that you're nor I nor we are paying him that money. The Jazz are paying him. Truth. Landon Davis, at least it's not for 5 years like Jeremy Grant. Truth. Teddy Wayman, I think Dillon is worth $10 million a year. Houston is overpaying him like the Jazz are overpaying Clarkson. Because I think in Houston you have a terrible culture.
Well, and I think you need defense in Houston. I mean, you're such a young and gun team that, at some point to get better, you're going to have defense.
And you have to overspend to get guys.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to go to Houston for, we're going to win a championship.
You're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm going to get paid. Yeah, you are. And then you're going to want to be traded in a year. I think that's probably what happens.
Yeah.
So, let's see. What about the Jeremy Callahan? What about the ultimate buzzer beater, the 5 Bs? Bidet, battle, buddy, buzzer beater. It's been a hell of a day. That's awesome.
Wow.
Capazzo. Daddy just couldn't let his favorite little boy, JC, walk away.
Nope.
And it's his team, so he gets to do that.
Nope.
Right? Cody Strickland. Cody, how are you, dude? He only good enough if he's off the bench, not a starter. That's my point. I think that's exactly right.
But there's no way. I mean, you're telling me they're going to put him back to being a bench guy? JC's not going to do that.
I can't see that.
Come on.
I can't see that. Big Daddy Magic. Jazz fans are crazy. Jordan talks in his way overhyped. Jordan Clarkson is way overhyped. He sells tickets, though.
Victor's the way.
He sells tickets. Severe. For Rocket, Fred VanVleet contract looks bad compared to Clarkson, but I don't like the Clarkson signing. But Fred VanVleet's an elite point guard. Injured, but he's an elite point guard. He's played in huge moments of leverage.
Yep.
No doubt about that. BC, go to Texas Rangers golf course. It's nice at $100. The Texas Rangers have their own golf course too. Okay.
Well, we might have to look into that.
BC, we will look into that. I think sometimes a team pays more for what they know versus paying more for what they don't know. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know Jordan Clarkson. There's no doubt about that. Truck Stop Gumby, 5 Bs looks like my report card. God, Jake, no. Nope. Jake was a terrible student. 5 Fs.
That's me.
Friday.
Let's talk about it. I'm a good listener.
Frida. Fastballs. And furry mugs. OG. Mrs. Monty is going to be like, honey. How was your day? And Monty's going to be like, don't you ever buy a bidet in your life. I'm never going to Rome, sweetheart. I am, and I can't wait. James, Clarkson deal was negotiated so that the first year is $25 million, second and third are $15 million. He will be a tradable asset in a year. I don't even disagree with that. But everybody's saying that. Oh, it's a tradable contract. Fucking right, Danny. Way to go,
ink isn't
bud.
dry yet.
You're amazing. Are you ever getting a first-round pick for Jordan Clarkson?
Well, I know he's only 23, right?
No, he's 31.
Oh.
Because you had, and this is the thing that I don't understand about the Jazz. You're trying to build a championship contender. So you don't trade a guy and you pass on a first-round pick and arguably the deepest draft in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't want to let him go. He'll opt out. Everything will be fine. Oh, then you overpay him. And you're going to pay Jordan Clarkson $25 million in year one.
That's what fucking ticks me to fuck off.
Does basketball sense, in business basketball sense, not matter anymore?
Listen, you can...
It just doesn't matter?
Dude, you can wrap a pile of crap any way you want to. That doesn't change the fact that you overpaid, buddy.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't change the fact he overpaid, buddy.
You're paying Jordan Clarkson $25 million the first year.
Yep.
And you don't think that, well, it's tradable. Not that you're paying him $25 million. How are you getting around the fact you're paying him $25 million? Okay, great. Trade him year 2 and 3. Cool. You paid him 20.
I started having second thoughts.
For a guy that's worth 12 to 14 million, you paid 50% more. That's like paying twice as much for your steak. Like I'm trying to find a way to positively spin it.
I think that Jazz fans are just real comfortable spinning it with the trade thing.
And James, I'm being serious. If my perspective is wrong, I'm open to that. But, Cody Strickland, for $18 million a year, if the team wants him doing halftime shows, he's going to do halftime shows. Yes, seriously. Previous comment was Dame to Golden State. Ooh. Would you guys?
Well,
but how is Golden State going to? Golden State can't afford that. I mean, at some point you run out of money. Mike Smith, Jake's report card, FTB, front to back.
it's not bad. Not bad.
Actually, it'd be BTF, back to front.
Nah.
Nah, bro. Nate Davis, I don't know what Houston's doing. I don't see him being good or great. I could see that's why the Jazz would be better. And you guys got Sept. It's the league and changing with money. Okay, so I don't think Houston's better than the Jazz. I think it's going to be close.
This year it's going to be really close.
It's going to be close. Sir Robin, the reason I stopped watching the Jazz after Stockton and Malone left. You're not wrong. Carson Wilcox. You need to spend at least 90% of the cap, and Clarkson's contract makes that happen. But you still need you need to spend money on players of leverage, players you can use. Like, you don't have a starting point guard on this team.
Yeah.
Go get a starting point guard. Overpay for a starting point guard. I'm even okay with that. I'm okay with that. I think there's other ways you could have spent it, but
yeah.
Mike Smith, JC got killer blackmail pictures. Dude has job security, something.
Ain't no reset.
I do wish the Jazz would have traded him in the season. Then you could have paid him his money when he opted out this year.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Matt, that's exactly right. OG Gary, but how do you know which way is front and which way is back? How do you know it isn't the opposite?
Oh, please. Don't get this confused. Don't get it confused.
Wait, did you just ask if cereal was soup?
Bro.
Yes.
I think you did.